Alright, here's another new service video. I just took delivery of this new service yesterday, interestingly enough, from the same guy that sold me the one I'm having issues with. So if you had any doubts about what I think of his overall trustworthiness, it's still intact. I don't think he was aware of the other issues, and I'm still going to get that one in trim. Isn't as nice looking as the other, but it's got a lot of handling marks. You can see the back strap is a bit worn. What made it interesting to me was it's probably one of those new services that people refer to as a Battle of Britain gun. If you see the British acceptance markings right here, and its serial number range falls in the year 38 or 39. In 1940, the British Purchasing Commission purchased, I think a little over 300 Colt New Services because of the vulnerability of Great Britain and the Home Guard following Dunkirk. There's been some assumptions made about this particular one I'm holding that I think may be incorrect, and that was it was noted that it was odd that a new service that was in 45 Colt would leave the factory without a lanyard swivel of any type. That's kind of a rare thing. I'm becoming convinced the more I examine this that it was not originally in 45. Most authorities believe that the British Purchasing Commission, in that group that they purchased, they were all 38s and 357s. Which, interestingly enough, did not regularly come with a lanyard swivel. And I wish I'd brought the other one to show you the difference, but the shape of the grip, particularly around the bottom and the front, it's narrower front to rear in the fashion that most of the 38s and 357s were. Most of the 45s, unless you ordered them specially, were much wider at the bottom, had more flare to the bottom of the grip. Whoever would have put a 45 Colt barrel and cylinder on it did a good job, because unlike the other one I have no in shake, lockups, the timing's good. It's a really fine job, and I bought it as a shooter. It was kind of a plus that it possibly might have been a Battle of Britain gun. Once I got it and really started to research Battle of Britain guns and realized that it's very, very unlikely it would be a 45 Colt. Minor disappointment, but if it was originally in 45 Colt, that would make it very rare indeed and probably relegate it to a safe queen. I wouldn't want to shoot it as a collector. So it's neat to me that at least the frame anyway, and probably internals, began life as a firearm that was purchased by the British. And only purchased by them because they had to purchase them, because they had effectively disarmed themselves through their gun laws in the 20s and 30s. And it was a little ironic to me that what came to their rescue was yes, Colt did make military firearms, but this would have been a civilian model handgun. And when was the last time you read about a really good civilian handgun manufacturer in Great Britain? Other than high-end shotguns and some oddities, you don't hear about them, because they effectively killed it. Colt's still going strong. Smith & Wesson's still going strong. We got a lot of other Ruger. We got a lot of American gun makers that are going strong because they can sell to civilians, and we can own firearms. All right, I brought this here to shoot. This is you're seeing the inaugural shoot of this. I hope it shoots well, because once I put one round through this, I can't send it back. I've got a 3-day inspection period, and I was determined to look this over very carefully. If it had any mechanical issues, I was going to have to send it back. I couldn't have two non-shooters in the safe, but once I put a round through this, it's mine for keeps. So here we go. And to make matters worse, not only am I shooting it, but I'm shooting it with some hand loads, albeit on the slightly mild side of standard pressure, but they're hand loads. That would void any factory warranty if it was a new pistol. Certainly would void any 3-day inspection period from a private seller. So here we go. Get my ears on here. All right. A little high, barely high. Ooh, same hole. Should be empty, and it is. Well, first 6 rounds down range. This revolver is officially mine. Very, very pleased. That was all single action slow. This is just 7 yards, kind of an informal test. That was the only hand loads of its type that I brought. The original profile 45 Colt 255 grain lead. I cast it out of the mold 454 190, which is pretty much the standard original Colt bullet, 45 Colt bullet. I also brought some 452 424 cast. I wish I could get the 454 424, but this is the Elmer Keith bullet, much more effective on target than the other. So we'll see how this one does. So far, I'm very pleased. The first 3 rounds were all in the same hole. Granted, this is only 7 yards. Rested at that, and single action. Get my ears on. High. It's shooting fine. Those kicked a little bit harder. This was 8.5 to 8.7 grains of unique. Sort of 8.5-ish. My Dillon couldn't seem to throw a consistent 8.5, but it never got over 8.7. So 9 is maximum really for unique with standard pressure. Well, this is a double action revolver. It's got a very large grip, and most people think of these really as a single action revolver that you can fire double action in an emergency because they're really not very comfortable. I like to get some Tyler tees for it. I installed some new old stock Packmeyers on it very briefly, just to see how they would feel, and it felt great. Looked awful. I guess I'll put those aside and get me some Tylers. Tyler seems to be doing business again. We're going to fire some double action, and then I'll try some single action headshots, see if I can get some better accuracy here. You know, that's really not bad. Anytime you start to see a jagged hole developing, it's a good day. Granted, again, we're just talking 7 yards, but certainly within what most gun riders consider typical combat distance for a handgun. Let's see what try some headshots at it and see if we can't bring the last little bit of accuracy out of this. Well, I almost hate to fire another round. See, that's pretty much dead center in the head, but we'll shoot some more at it. Give me a good point to aim at. About touching. Got 3 touching. Flyer messed the group up. Another flyer. That felt high when I was pulling it off, though, so I'm going to chalk those flyers up to shooter error. But I don't think I could ask for better performance right now. I'm very pleased. I'm approaching the limit that YouTube will allow for a single video on time, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. But very pleased. I think I'm going to send the seller the link to this YouTube video, and I've already thanked him by email, but maybe he'd like to see how it performed today. Very, very pleased. Now I just got to get that other one worked on and shooting as well. Thanks for watching.